What is up, my little gangsters? It is week 99. Big week 99. Can you believe it? Week 100 is next freaking week. Even though I only started making these public on week 83, I've been going for a while. And I missed a lot of those earlier ones, so I've probably only recorded like 40 or 50 of these, but still, we're about to be on week 100. That's almost 2 goddamn years. And that's just kind of exciting. I don't have anything planned, but I hope week 100 is fun. Something big to it. Whatever. You want to know what the weekly bite is? I hear you. It's Oniro. Oniro is this little roguelike, true roguelike actually. It's not a roguelite. And you're just crawling around this dungeon. It has some pretty ugly graphics, but it's charming, and the gameplay is really nice. It's just made by this dude. It was his first game. And it's like, just a fun little thing. And I've known about Oniro for a while. I've played it for a while. I didn't even play it very much this week. I loaded it up like twice for like a few minutes. Oniro is just really special for a reason I'll get to in a few minutes. Whatever. What was my week like? I went climbing a few times. I had some good climbing sessions. I had an interview to become a setter at my climbing gym, which had me nervy, shaking in my boots. That was on Thursday. It's Monday. I still have not gotten anything back. I'm in that weird period between interview and hearing if I got the job or not, and I'm just like, don't like it, man. I want to know. So yeah, I've been climbing. I worked made some progress on study.com. I finished. I rounded out calculus, and I got a decent bit of the way through another class, Communications 101. Ultimately, I've actually been going really slow in study.com. I was originally meant to be done with calculus, that class, and Intro to Web Development, which I also started by the end of last week, and that just did not happen, and it's kind of creeping up further and further, and it's not good, because about a month from now, I need to be done with, I think, 8 more classes, and I'm going to have to really kick it into gear, which is not exciting. What else? I was working on the scraper a little more this week. I just had to finalize a few things. I said I was done with it last time. I worked on it more. It was functionally done last time. Now it's functionally done. I can say that confidently. I have got rid of the major bugs. I've cleaned up some logic. It actually works, which it didn't at the time of recording. And I was like, oh, it'll be done in like an hour. No, it was like 10 more hours of work. But it is functionally done right now, and it's been going. It's been sending. Well, I shouldn't. Yeah, it's been sending me stuff. I can't specify what. The last key point here is where I sit with game development, because I've also been trying to kind of renew a passion for game development this week. I talk about it, I feel like, almost every week. Like, I feel like game development is so slow recently. Yeah, I'm in a tricky spot where I kind of don't know where I am with projects. Like, I'd say 11 months ago, almost a year ago at this point, it was in July of last year, is when I really started getting into game development. Like, I'd always been interested in it. I'd tried various projects in Game Maker and Unity. Tried making like a Gmod add-on, a few Gmod add-ons actually, a few other mods. I tried making a Minecraft mod before I even knew how to use Godot. I mean, that was stupid. Minecraft mods are still kind of beyond me. I made like one that I showed off a while ago, but goddamn, getting all that set up is a nightmare, especially for older versions. Tangent, whatever. I started going really hard on it 11 months ago, and since then I've done a bunch of little projects that have all fallen apart for various reasons. One of them was finished, but the game was sucky, not fun, just no feedback. You had no idea what you were doing. There was no goal, right? You kind of just pooped out into this little world, and it was really impossible to ever win. Like, it was, I don't wanna bore you with the details, but it was a little piece of shit. And I failed some game jams after that. I say failed. I did not complete on time, and then did not complete at all once the time limit was up. A few different games, and then I hopped from project to smaller project to smaller project. None of them, whatever. Now I'm here. I'm thinking about hopping from this smaller project, although I do still like it. I do still want to continue it. At one point, I had like I'll make something really big. Nope, that fell apart. I don't know. Point is, I don't have any like driving thing in game dev right now because the project I was working on kind of just like, and then the other day I realized like, wait, the core idea was so unfun anyways. So I don't know where I am with it. I want to totally rethink it, make it something else. Yeah, sure, I guess, but that reminds me, right, real quick. I was at Walmart buying a candle. The candle's right here, actually, and there was this guy. He was a larger guy. He was very Redditor looking. He was wearing like this like really tight blue, like dry fit, see-through kind of shirt. And he walked up, he stomped up, grabbed a candle, and he went. And then he put it back and just walked away. He only did it for one candle. He just came up, fucking nutted in the aisle and left. It was whatever. Okay, so yeah, where do I sit with game development? I don't know. I'm trying to put together something small. I mentioned Oniro as the weekly bite. It's very inspiring, and I think I find it inspiring because it's just very gamey and fun, without being like too insanely huge in scope. It's still more than what I realistically do right now in a limited amount of time, but something like that I think is a really cool, fun thing. And yeah, I want to make something 3D, something kind of melee combat, but really slow and like a little methodical. You can think things through. I think Oniro is a really good blueprint, actually. I like the game a lot. That's about all. I know this was a little bit of a boring week, or maybe it wasn't. I say I know. I think it was. Maybe you thought this week was absolutely riveting. Yeah, week 100 next week. I don't know if I'll do anything special, but I know I would like to talk about what I want this to look like a little, because, as I do more of these, and now that I'm on like the 14th, 15th, I don't know, I've put a number of them out public now, and it's really making me think about what I want this to look like, because I'm kind of getting less and less into this like just talking about my week thing for like some imaginary audience. It was fine whenever the videos were private, but now it's like I don't really get as much out of it because it's not like a video log for me anymore. Well, it kind of is. I don't know. Point being, next week I'm gonna kind of dig into it, figure out what this can maybe look like. Maybe I want to make it something more content-y, like for someone to watch, because I struggle with these because as I record them, I know I wouldn't watch them like ever. Not in a million years would I watch what I'm recording. So I don't know. It's not that I think it needs an audience. I just kind of want to be a little more entertained by it myself, I guess. Maybe I'm crazy. That wraps up week 99. Yeah. I'll see you on the big 100. Bye bye.